Cool. So in this video, I'm going to go through if I was to start cold email in 2024, this is what I would do. And this is a step-by-step guide on everything you need to know about setting up and starting cold email if you're looking to do outreach and get more clients, book more meetings, make more money. This is what you can do. And you can do this on top of creating your content for yourself, doing ads, anything like that. This is a very low-cost way of acquiring new customers very predictably and consistently. So the first step you want to do is the technical setup. So what this means is you want to purchase 10 domains. So I would always start off with 10 domains. It's a good round number to kind of aim for, and you're able to send about 500 to 600 emails with 10 domains and 2 inboxes per domain. So that would be, for example, 5 Google and 5 using Outlook. So you would set up 10 domains, and 5 with Google, 5 with Outlook in terms of the actual inboxes. So this is what it would look like. Like this is the main domain, and then underneath, or not even underneath, but you would have alias domains, which are very similar. So tryleadexpert.com, and the main one's leadexpert.com. And then it might be like Oliver at tryleadexpert, and then oliver.m at tryleadexpert, or et cetera, et cetera. And you do another one like that, and then you would just do this 10 times with 2 emails per domain. And then those email addresses, you would set up 5 using Google, 5 using Outlook, so that you basically have a split between the two. And that means that all of the emails that you're sending, when you're sending it out on like Smart Lead or Instantly, you can do what's called domain provider matching. So when you send emails, it'll send Outlook emails to Outlook addresses, and then Google emails to Google addresses. And that means your deliverability is likely to be at its best, and you'll be less likely to go into spam and have any issues with deliverability. So that's what I would do. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to set up the SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. This basically just authenticates and tells Google or Outlook that you are a real human, and these emails are coming from a human and they're not being spam or anything like that. So just make sure these are set up, otherwise your deliverability will tank and you will literally not get results. If you want full guides on doing that, I have other videos on how to actually set this up, so I won't be going through that in detail because it takes a little bit of time, but you will need to set that up. The next thing is setting up domain forwarding to your main domain. And what I mean by that is if someone gets an email from, Oliver at getleadexpert.com, they will probably type in getleadexpert.com, or they'll copy that part of the email into Google so they can see who is this company, who are these people. And then instead of it just going to a blank domain, it will forward to your main domain. So this is your main website. So that if they type that in, it'll just go to here, and then they'll see your main website and what you do, and then obviously you look more legit by doing it, right? Because if you were to type that in and it goes to a 404 error page or something, like obviously don't look very legit. So you want to do that. That's pretty quick and easy to set up. The next thing you want to do is warm up domains for 14 days. You can do this using Smart Lead or Instantly. You'll connect all of the email accounts, and then you'll want to set up the warm up, and you want to leave this for 14 days and just let it run, right? During this time, this is where we'll move on to steps 2 and 3, and I'll go through those in a second, but that's what you want to do. You want to just leave those for 14 days, let them run, and just leave the natural warm-up settings that they've already got, so that basically warm-up is just essentially to say you can't purchase an email and then send like 20, 30 cold emails every single day, because that looks like spam. Instead, it warms up just a little bit to kind of show those providers that you're not, you are actually a real human and you're looking to use this email in a way that humans would use it. And then, so with 20 inboxes, you'll be able to send about 500 to 600 emails per day, and that's including follow-ups. That's basically 25 to 30 emails per day per email address. And because you've got 20 emails times by 25 or 30, then that's 500 to 600 emails per day, right? So that's step number 1. You want to set that up. Now, this might take like a couple of hours to a day to set it up, depending on your experience. But this will be like one of the most important parts. Without doing this, obviously you can't do any of the email campaigns. You don't want to send it from any less. You want to have a good level of volume, and you can always add and purchase more domains or add more inboxes. But I always recommend to have 2 to 3 inboxes per domain. And if you want to scale, I would scale horizontally. So what I mean by that, but rather than sending more emails per inbox, I would add more inboxes or more domains so that you can keep the number at 20 to 30 emails per day per inbox. And then instead you can send 20 to 30 over like 20 or 30 domains and 40 to 50 inboxes and so on, right? So next thing you want to move on to is, once you've done that, is the list building. Now, obviously, whilst this is running, then it's a perfect time to move on to the second step. So you want to figure out which companies you're targeting, what your ideal customer profile is. So ICP just means ideal customer profile. Define what your criteria is. So if you are a marketing agency that does like email marketing, this could be like fashion and apparel e-commerce companies that use Klaviyo already. So they already know the value of email marketing. Obviously, you're not trying to convince them on that. They're already using it. They're just not using it to their best potential. So you want to filter and build lists based on that. And then they could be in the UK, based in the UK, and they have 11 to 50 employees. So they have a good amount of revenue. They're probably doing at least like 1 to 5 million, if not more, per year. And then you also want to understand the job title. So again, if you're marketing, then you're probably going to reach out to like the marketing manager, the founder, the CEO, if they're like a very small company, because probably everything will go through them. And you want to just target those kind of decision maker type of job titles. But if they're a small company like that, most of the people who are working there will be some kind of decision maker. As the bigger you get, the more you'll have to kind of like filter out. But if you're doing smaller, then yeah, you're good to just target sort of like founders, CEOs, things like that, business owners. And especially in the UK, you want to like think about other job titles that they could be. So one that is particularly common in the UK that isn't common in like the US, for example, is like managing director. A lot of people in the UK who run companies are called managing directors, and they'll have that on their profile on like their LinkedIn, because a lot of the data is pulled from LinkedIn. Whereas in so if you just put in like founder and CEO, then you may miss a bunch of people that are called managing directors who are actually founders and CEOs. So you want to just like think and brainstorm what other job titles that could be. But if you were to do that in the US, it wouldn't make much of a difference, because most people in the US are called either founder, CEO, or president or something, whereas in the UK it's less common. So you want to just do that depending on the location that you're targeting. Then you want to build a list of about 5,000 prospects using either Clay, and Clay obviously integrates with like all sorts of different data providers. I'm going to do another video on like how to actually use Clay in full. You could use Apollo, which is the most cost-effective way of doing it. You get about 10K credits with that, or 10K leads. Then you can use ListKit, which is triple verified leads, which is really nice, because then you can just literally export it. You don't have to verify them or do any of that process. Or you can use Sales Navigator and just go directly from the source and export and then import. And then again, obviously with that, you have to find like people's email addresses and stuff. And that's where you could then put it into play. But either way, you want to build an initial list of about 5,000 prospects as a sort of starting point. Then you'd probably want to like, again, using this example of like, say, Klaviyo in your email marketing agency, you want to filter for triggers such as tech stack. So, you know, this could be that they're using Klaviyo and most likely like Shopify and things like that. So you want to filter that. And a lot of these, you know, data providers obviously have that filter, and you can kind of build a list based on just that tech stack. So it could be like econ companies using Klaviyo, and then you have a list of companies that are using Klaviyo in the fashion and apparel space. Then you want to find the decision makers. So, you know, this could be founders, CEOs, heads of marketing, etc. Once you've got your list of companies, then you want to find the people at those companies, and then you want to find their email addresses. And again, you can use that. You can do that by using Clay, Apollo, ListKit, any of that. If you use ListKit, it will already be there. If you use Apollo, it will already be there. You just have to verify. If you use Clay, then you'd have to enrich and things like that. If you use Sales Navigator, you would have to enrich. And these are just a few data providers, because there are millions. Then you want to validate their email addresses using like either Debounce or Million Verifier. The only one you wouldn't have to do this for is ListKit, because they've already got validated email addresses. And then you want to load those into your email sequences, such as, you know, either Smart Lead or Instant Lead. Those would be the two that I would recommend using. Then the third step that you want to do, so you've got this list ready. You've now got your domain warming up. You've got the list. You've got 5,000 people in there with verified emails. You're good to go in terms of, right, cool. Now you've got to send emails, and you've got to write the emails that you want to send. So you're going to want to write out 2 to 3 different angles for your offer to test. So this could be, for example, different types of sales assets to see what your market basically best resonates with. So this could be like offering to send a Loom video that showed how you got X to Y, or a company from X to Y and showed your results, or shows your process. You could also do a document explaining your process and how you get results. Or you could do like, you know, we'll build you out a custom lead list. We'll send you some leads. You know, this is specifically for like outbound, but if you're doing marketing, like, hey, here's like an copy that you could use for your ads, right? If you're doing that, or if you're doing content, you could make them a mock-up. You could make them a kind of like, you know, an idea or something that you want to send them across. There's loads of different things, but a good offer is basically just something that says, makes them say like, hey, this is like, sure, why not, right? If someone offered to, you know, say, I will get you an interview with Forbes for free, you'd probably be like, sure, why not? And I don't have to do anything, sure, why not, right? It's got nothing to lose. So that's why the whole risk reversals, guarantees and stuff come in, because then it makes people think like, sure, why not? I've got nothing to lose. So if you follow that kind of framework, and an offer doesn't necessarily have to be what you offer as a company. It could be the offer with the sales asset. It could be the offer within the email that then gets them to see the offer of your company, right? You're trying to get and elicit a response with the copywriting. So the next thing would be to make sure that you keep your emails super short, so 50 to 75 words. And then another one, good one, which I got from Nick Abraham, and he's really good, got amazing content as well online, is does it pass the pub test? So would you say your email at the pub? If not, rewrite it. So what I mean by that is rather than like write in kind of like a robotic sort of way of like, we offer this and we could send you this, like just say it how you would say it if you were chatting to a friend. Like, would you be interested if I got you this? Or would you be interested if I sent you across like 50 leads? Let me know. Like, you want to make it sound authentic and natural and also have your kind of tone. And I see so many emails that just sound so like robotic and as if like a human hasn't written them. Like, I don't know what is up with that, but just you're a human. Just fucking write like you would talk. So yeah, that's a really important one. Make it 2-to-1 for you to I. So you want to have double the amount of you about the prospect than you do about I. Don't have an email that says, I do this and we do this and all of this kind of stuff. And we're a design agency and we offer these services and this. No one gives a shit. They get a million emails. Like, I have a small business and I already get loads of those emails. So I can't even imagine that businesses that are in like these databases, how many of these emails they get is probably ridiculous. So, and then next thing, you want to also have an interest-based CTA offering the sales asset. So this really is just opening up the conversation to build a relationship and to build some kind of level of trust. And this is basically just to get them to respond, to say, yes, sure, why not, send it across, right? That's kind of like the base offer. And then you've got like the back end offer. So that's the front facing offer to then the back end offer, which is like actually what you do. So this could be, we'll get you, 30 leads per month on a pay per lead basis or something, lower performance or something like that, right? That's your like offer. But then you've got the offer within the email. Like, what are you offering to send them that makes them want to say, yeah, sure, why not? And then just use a subject line that works. It's not super important. Just use something that works. And this really is just as simple as like, whatever your email is about, just send that in 2 words. Like, that's it. Like, if you're offering them a guide, just say guide, or just say quick question. Quick question I tend to avoid just because so many people use it. So just do something different in that case, but don't think about it too much. Just find one that works. If it's over like 60, 70%, you're good. Just stick with it. That's it. Like, don't think about it too much. So once you've got the copywriting and all of this stuff that you're doing is while the emails are warming up for the first 2 weeks. Then step number 4 and final step is to launch the campaigns and test. So you want to send at least 1,000 emails before changing anything or coming to any kind of conclusions. Anything below this is not enough data for you to actually make some, like, have anything to say. Basically, you have no idea if it works or not until you've sent at least 1,000 emails. So if you're doing 3 different variations, for example, you've got offer A, which is like offering, ad copy for free or something, and then offer B, which is like a Loom video, and offer 2 is a Loom video, and offer 3 is like a process explaining like a document explaining a certain process, and people are responding best to the middle one, then that would be like 333 emails from each email, right? So you're getting at least like a good level of data basically to work with. Then if you have a clear winner for the campaign, then switch off the other variations. So if you see that most of the positive responses and most of the leads that are coming in and the bookings that are coming in are from one particular campaign, turn the other ones off. Just get rid of it, turn them off, and double down on that one. So that means add more leads in, make a couple of variations of that, and just keep rinsing and repeating. If you find something that works, just double down on it and keep doing it. Now, if you don't have a clear winner and you're getting a lot of like not interested, then change the offer and copy that again, only until we've hit like 1,000 emails to test, and then retest that angles with another 1,000 emails. So do not change anything before 1,000 emails. First emails are sent. So this is first emails, not follow-ups or anything like that. It's do not change anything until 1,000% first emails. You need enough data to see what is working and what is not working, and then double down on what works. Keep going. And then the final thing here is to respond to leads in 30 minutes or less. Because if you leave it for longer than that, then you fall into all sorts of trouble with missing leads and all kind of stuff. You want to just have the response as quick as possible. It doesn't necessarily have to be 30 minutes exactly, but just the emphasis on get back to leads as quickly as possible and have a good system for getting back to leads. And I can create separate videos on that. Again, Nick Abraham has really good tutorials on that. So feel free to check out his stuff. And yeah, if you just follow these things and you keep testing, you keep iterating, this is a very, very, very low cost way and relatively automated way of getting new customers and clients in consistently and very predictably. Like, you will start to see once you've run these campaigns for a while, if I just send this number of emails with these kinds of leads, I get this many meetings. And it is literally as clear as day. Like, this number of emails sent means this number of emails booked, meetings booked. just keep doing that. Just keep doubling down on that, and just maybe make some small iterations here and there. But that's mainly it. So I hope you found this video useful. If you would like some help with your outbound campaigns and you want to send cold emails, you want to get more clients and everything like that, and you're looking into it, then feel free to click the link below. And more than happy to help out with setting up an entire email campaign, the copywriting. We do all of this stuff so that you don't have to do it, because it can be a little bit complicated. You can do it yourself if you really want, but if you're also interested in having someone else do it, then I can do that as well. So yeah, thanks for your time. Speak to you in the next one.